I wouldn't mind, you guys perhaps talking about butterflies in general. As a concept, I mean, it's fairy tales, poetry.
You're in the wrong department, Hobart. That's upstairs in art.
For all that. We sort of need to keep it rooted in science because, well, as I said, you're free to go upstairs, mate. There's no lock on this side of that door.
Do you have any favourite poems about butterflies? Or?
No.
We're doing up this exhibition that's going to open on October 23, and in that you'll be able to find out about the life cycle. You'll be able to understand more about climate change. We don't have the arty poetry stuff, but we do have famous quotes from people like Darwin and Wallace about butterflies. So it's all there. G'day, I'm David, that's Simon. We're Natural Sciences here at QVMAG. We're going to introduce the Lambkin-Knight butterfly collection. We were very lucky to be donated a massive Australian butterfly collection, 12,000 butterflies. It's the 5th largest collection in Australia. It was collected over 50 years by 2 guys, and they collected from Torres Strait, North Queensland, all the way down through to Hobart.
A large number of these butterflies were collected around the large urban centres such as Brisbane, but up to half a century ago. So many of these animals were collected in areas that are now under urbanisation.
And so what the guys have given us with this collection is basically a library of what lived where and when.
This is really, really, really important to all sorts of managers who manage reserves and areas like that.
Okay, so how do we get this collection? Firstly, we've got a cold call from a young lad in town, Cody, who knows one of the collectors.
Yes.
And it turned out that these 2 collectors, Ian and Trevor, after 50 years, they were getting on and they realised that they had to find somewhere to put their collection.
When he came here, he could see that it was the sort of environment where a collection such as theirs would slot right into what we were trying to do.
Here, we were handed on a plate all of the species that are represented along the eastern seaboard of Australia. And you just can't, two blokes have to collect for 50 years to do this kind of work.
The critical point was that it was curated to the highest possible standards and every specimen had really, really good data. So from a scientific viewpoint, it ticked every box and we would have to be crazy not to house it.
We knew we had to have it, but we didn't have a way of housing it. And so we're trying to raise funds to get the furniture to properly house it.
But in terms of building up a collection, I mean, what a better hobby to have? It gets you outdoors, you can travel, you can never complete it, and at the end of it all, you leave behind a gift to society that is incredibly valuable.